One of the videos I've gone for is Madness, One Step Beyond, because again it's just that encapsulating the scene at that time just so perfectly, from the dress and the dancing. And there's a couple of, like, if you see it, there's a guy who's just waking up in his bed. I don't know if you've seen that, and you just got to see that. The scene is just incredible. But there's a couple of guys just dancing and doing the moves, and it's just
that walk.
The guys that were walking down the street, you know. And as a kid, you know, they were the first band that really kind of got me into music. It seemed to kind of just set the trigger off something in my head. And still now, even now, you know, I just think that's one of the most underrated British pop bands of all time.
Okay, so the video I was going to talk about is it's an excerpt from a Betty Boop cartoon, and it's got Cab Calloway's St James Infirmary Blues on it. And a really good friend of mine just sent me this link, emailed me and said, you've got to watch this. And if you sort of jump to 4 minutes in, Betty gets put in this like glass coffin, and then she descends underground, and then the whole video just takes on this really different kind of vibe. And there's this kind of clown type figure who's just leading the funeral procession, as it was, but the way he moves and the way they've animated it, I think it's like 1933. It's like, to do that great animation and set it to music at such an early time, considering like what's available, like what you can do now and how easy it is, to think how hard that must have been for them to do that at that time. And for me, it's better than anything that I've seen that anyone's animated now. I know we've had issues, shall we say, with animation before in videos, and the music's just incredible. It's just like you're saying about Lonesome Road, like this old sort of funeral march type thing, and it ties in so well with the song and the way they've done it. So yeah.
The song the video that I love is Buffalo Gals by Malcolm McLaren. You know, for this dude to kind of have been so kind of inspirational to the whole punk scene, you know, and then to kind of go to New York for a few years and then find a different kind of punk scene, you know, where you got kids spinning on their heads and people chopping up 2-second breaks on record decks, and, you know, finding this whole kind of underground scene. And I remember when I first saw that video, it just blew my head apart. It was like, you know, I'm like one of 11, so we used to listen to lots of different music throughout the house, and, you know, you kind of listen to what your brothers, sisters, or your father, your mother, you kind of listen to, and it was at that point I kind of felt, that's mine, you know, I'm having that, you know. And I think the way that hip hop has kind of come since then, I mean, it's not so good, you know. So yeah, I'm going with Buffalo Gals.
The video that I picked, NWA, Straight Out of Compton. Did I say that right? Or did I say it to English? But, it's Straight Out of Compton. It's just a little part of LA you might have heard of. It's, I just think, again, it's like the imagery of it, you know, they're all wearing these uniforms, and it's kind of almost like a precursor to Sabotage, and the video and the song just goes so hand in hand with the way they're all sort of effectively stepping up to the mic to deliver their part of the tune, and, you know, it's just so bad, it's so tough, and yeah, it's a great tune, and it's a great tune, and the video does it justice, you know.
Yeah, badass.
That's me.
I'd like to choose the Beatles' Strawberry Fields video, because it just feels so ahead of its time and so perfectly presented with everything about them, the hairstyles and the moustaches and the clothes and the colours of the video, and those little backwards bits, and it just blows my mind every time I see it, because it could have been made yesterday, and, you know, and that's just the video, you know, anyone gets started on the song, but that just kind of encapsulates everything that I love about the Beatles right there. You know, I know it's kind of a little bit predictable to kind of choose a track by them, but that video is possibly my favourite video of all time.
Another video that, well, really I found really inspiring is David Bowie doing "Oh You Pretty Things" on the old grey whistle test. I just think the guy's amazing, and you know, it's just a live performance, but the way he changed his image around that point and started wearing women's clothes and, like, you know, it was outrageous. And the band, you know, that era of Bowie is just so, from a song's point of view, is just like one after the other after the other. It's immaculate, you know, and I just think it's a great live performance from them, and yeah, can't be faulted.
Another one that I've chosen is the Beastie Boys' Jimmy James from the album Check Your Head, which just kind of blew my head off at just the right point, and the track itself just says New York to me. The way there's the camera fixed on the front of a subway, the train, obviously the recent loss of MCA, it was quite poignant. But their videos were always cool. They were the masters at kind of just getting it absolutely spot on. You know,
They've never done a bad video.
I don't think they have, unlike us. Where did we go wrong? Yeah.
Jesus Is Waiting by Al Green. It's a live performance. It looks as if it's on something like Soul Train, and you know, you can see that the audience have obviously kind of calmed down from the act before, but the way that you see Al Green and the band just play that tune so kind of tentatively and just hold that audience's, you know, it's just the gaze. It's just like everyone's just gazing up at Al Green, you know, and just holding on to every single note. It's, you know, it's like that dude is a huge mentor for me anyway, but I mean, it's just like that video. I always come back to that video, you know, even when I'm warming up in a hotel room or something, just to kind of sing against it, because it's just amazing. Just love the presence. It's regal, you know.
Yeah.